Okay, Michelle, we've got one back. It's already verified. So we're going to try rating today. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's get our rubrics out. You know, I really do think this is one of my least favorite times of year because it's not something I do a lot, so I'm not familiar with the rubric.
Well, there's two of us.
So we should be
that
good.
helps.
All right. So let's look at the first one. All right. So I think if we read it silently, and then we can start kind of discussing it
Okay.
and talking about what characteristics we see and what evidence we have for that.
All right.
All right? You know, when I first look at it, my kind of overall rating for it is I'm thinking advanced. And I'm thinking that this writer has enough English vocabulary and command of English language structures to address grade-appropriate writing tasks, although second language acquisition support is needed. And one of the things that I'm seeing is there's kind of a pattern to the sentences. And so I think that keeps her more in advanced than advanced high. Mm-hmm. She's able to use the English language with second language acquisition support. She's expressing her ideas in writing, and it's meaningfully written in grade-appropriate writing assignments and content area instruction. You see here, it says the United States expand by buying different pieces of land or by gaining them in a war. And so you can see that she's missing the expanded, but she's got a great sentence there. But we have some errors coming in from first language or just in learning.
I agree. There's also a past tense error here. Purchase double size the United States instead of doubled. And she kind of, like you said, keeps that pattern throughout the entire piece.
Okay. Here we see another one. She's got pieces of lands. So she doesn't understand the that land doesn't need the S on it. But she definitely is understanding the content of social studies. But not quite
Advanced,
yeah. She's got a grasp of basic verbs. Many of her tenses are correct. It's just sometimes in the sentence structure where she's leaving out a past tense. She's got most of her grammar features and sentence patterns, definitely using pattern sentences. She has a partial grasp of the more complex verbs and tenses. But the regular ones are correct. Okay. She's got emerging vocabulary. She talked expand instead of expansion, but that's still a good word. She didn't say got bigger.
Yes.
Yeah?
She has expanding over here, too.
Two forms of the same one. That's great. Okay. So definitely we see that her social studies sample is solid advanced. Okay. Let's see how she's doing in her other subjects. You know, she's writing more independently here, not as many pattern sentences, but she still is having some of those typical writing features of a language learner. Like this sentence here, I have and will use math whenever I go shopping. It should be wherever instead of whenever. But I guess I know what she's thinking.
Yes.
Okay. I will have to do the subtract and the add instead of I will have to, right? So she's definitely got the concepts. It's a compound sentence. Yep, she knows she's going to have to pay the bills.
And her use of language, number of discount to try to see. Like you said, I understand what she's saying.
So do we think she's dipping into intermediate?
For this piece, actually, yes. It sounds more of a vent, so I can't really pull out the academic language as much as I could the other piece.
But
let me see.
Typical writing features in intermediate would be simple original messages consisting of short, simple sentences, frequent inaccuracies when occur when creating or taking risks beyond familiar English.
And they're not simple.
No, she's definitely using compound and complex sentences. Her inaccuracies are not frequent. A variety of common cohesive devices, although some redundancy may occur. Yeah? I think this one, I think she's showing the lower end of advanced, but she certainly exited the intermediate because it's not simple, short sentences. She's using descriptors. She's able to explain herself, but definitely at a lower level advanced than this first one.
Well, you convinced me after talking it through, because I would have labeled her intermediate on that piece. But you're right. There isn't any simple sentences. It's compound. She has longer sentences, and her mistakes aren't consistent.
There we go.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why Ramos and Sizemore make us go back to the rubric all the time. All right, here's the next one. Wow, in this one, I think she's actually showing some characteristics of advanced high. She's describing her room, and apparently she's thought about this room quite a bit. In this writing sample, she has minimal second language acquisition support. She's able to express her ideas in writing and engage in meaningfully grade appropriate writing assignments. She's definitely using some native English speaking vocabulary and adjectives. I mean, she wants a room to have good and chill vibes. That's definitely an idiomatic expression, and those come at the advanced and advanced high level of learning. But occasional difficulty with naturalness of phrasing and expression. I think this would be the low end of advanced high because she has a naturalness to the language. She's using some idiomatic expressions. She's got great descriptors. Her errors are almost non-existent here. But she does have occasional difficulty with the naturalness of phrasing and expression. Like here, in a square shape would be the dark colors. Yeah? Oh, and she's even got a movie theater in there.
Yeah.
She's got some advanced high dreams here, too, huh?
Yes.
All right, so let's put this one over towards advanced high, but at the low end. Okay.
My favorite sport.
Look at that. This is an advanced structure. My favorite sport is soccer because it's really cool and fun, and all my family has been in soccer teams and has been a tradition for years. That is tough. Has had. That's pretty cool. Now this is definitely an interference of the first language, or not quite having the irregular nouns down in English, because it says here, in a soccer team, only 11 persons instead of 11 people can be on the field. What do you see?
She's comfortable with the subject, so I see a lot of use of vocabulary, academic vocabulary. If you consider, let's see, I would say
She's got descriptions developed
Yeah.
in some detail, right? Quality or quantity declines when abstract ideas are expressed. Yeah. Yeah, when she started trying to talk about the different players and their roles, she ended up just listing them rather than trying to explain their purpose on the field.
I say she's close, but she's not quite there.
So where are you placing her?
Advanced.
Advanced, I agree. Okay, we've got one more sample. It's kind of a cute error. She wants to say the kids were really hospitable, but she said really hospitaled. Wow, this one's really well developed.
She even had a question.
I think she's thought about this topic quite a bit. When I first came to El Paso, I was a little scared because I thought it was going to be a hard time for me. But with the pass of hours, days, weeks, months, and years, I got used to it and started to be more confident. That's an excellent sentence, even for a native speaker. It was exciting to meet new people, but scary at the same time, because what if they don't like me? She's even using the conditional and a conjunction. Those are some advanced writing techniques there.
They are.
She's able to use the English language with minimal second language acquisition support. She's expressing her ideas in great, appropriate, and meaningful ways. It's nearly comparable to the writing of native speaking peers in clarity and precision with regard to English vocabulary and language structures. I would say definitely, especially being able to use the conditional there. She's got some very complex sentences, and she's got a little bit of voice in her writing. I'm amazed that she says she only came to the U.S. in 6th grade in 2017.
Yeah, she's come a long way.
She's had some excellent teachers. Well, that's right, she's been here. Okay, so the evidence that I'm seeing here with her structures, her complex ideas, her ability to use a variety of tenses and vocabulary, I would place this one in a solid advanced high. What do you think?
I would also.
Okay.
So we have one advanced high, one leaning towards advanced, that advanced high, and then we have
Three that are solid advanced.
Okay.
So then I would have to say the preponderance of evidence that we have for this child is advanced. But with these leaning towards advanced high, I think we really need to go talk to Dr. Ramos and see if we can hang out a little bit on hers and see if we get some better samples. If she really is pushing to the advanced high, I'd like her to have the opportunity to continue to submit writing samples and possibly even prepare for reclassification or exit of LEP status this year. All right. So then let's hold off on this one and talk to Dr. Ramos and maybe even Ms. Sizemore about it and see what they think. 'Cause if we had to rate it right now, I think it's a solid advanced,
I
but
agree.
she's so close to advanced high.